Watch the headbutts and elbows. No rabbit punches, no low blows. This will not be a clean fight, so protect yourself at all times. The underdogs are coming for the throne. This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
I think so.
Yeah. It was just, I think, given the surprise of Strickland winning in the fashion that he did, is he shitting the bed the way he did?
I think that's the point in it, is he shooting the bird.
Yeah.
I think that's the salient point. I mean, Sean was better than we expected he could be, but Izzy was very poor, to say the least.
This is the biggest upset in UFC history since Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey, I think.
Really?
As far as, like, out of nowhere, like...
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nunes a couple of months back with thingy, I'd say.
Oh, wait. Grasso, I guess, beat Shevchenko.
Yeah.
That was pretty huge.
Oh, that one as well, yeah. That one.
What was the other one you said?
Nunes, she got beat.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Recently. She was like, was she plus 5,000 or something to win that fight?
Oh, yeah, she was, I guess, plus 1,000.
The Brazilian chick that beat Holly Holm recently?
No, that beat Nunes.
But that's another one where the odds were pretty long. Is Dos Santos something or other. So today was supposed to be the B-Sides recording. I was going to do it with Drip and I don't know who else, but what if we kind of doubled up on cards here? Or on sports, I mean.
That's fine by me.
I'd be down.
Yeah, so there's going to be quite a bit of boxing we need to cover to get into the 2-week thing. So,
are we going to bring Drip on with us right now?
Yeah.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, he caught a bit of the UFC card too, so there's still a bit to wait for him to be able to weigh in on. So our outlook goes to the 23rd, and there's the Apex card. Let me see if there's anything. There's the OneFC card, which this is supposed to be a really big deal in the Muay Thai circuit.
One's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what they had going for them is, do you remember that everyone was really high on their weight cutting thing, with their hydration testing. That seems to be like the best thing they have, but now it's been proven that you can easily cheat those hydration tests just as easily, and that the hydration testing doesn't really do anything. So they've been outed as sort of frauds to some degree, I guess.
Alright, so Bellator...
Who watches one?
I think the one... My attention to one is really limited to people that I know are a big deal. Obviously, Demetrius Johnson. But, Rodtang, I know he's a big deal. Superlek is a large-ish deal. So for them to be fighting, that's a big deal. And there's a few guys in the Discord that are really into Muay Thai and kickboxing. There is a Bellator card in Ireland.
A Bellator? Well, take 3 guesses who's fighting on
that. Johnny Eblin, champion, versus Fabian Edwards.
This is going to be all SBG fighters, isn't it?
Let's see. Johnny Eblin, Fabian Edwards, Aaron Pico, Pedro Cavallo, Sinead Kavanagh versus Sarah Collins.
Yep. They're all SBG guys.
Are Bellator events always numbered? Because they haven't been around as long as UFC, and they've already passed them in numbering.
Yeah, but UFC tends to not number most of its events. Like a numbered event there's usually one a month at most, and the numbered events are usually a bit special. I don't take much from the fact that they've gone over the UFC's amount of numbered events already.
They don't. Maybe they don't have enough of a stable to do, stuff like Fight Night and then Contender Series and Ultimate Fighter, like those 2 contest shows.
Yeah, they're so huge for the UFC, especially with finding talent now as well. They've got a champion in O'Malley who came off the Contender Series. I mean, if anything, that's proof, isn't it, that the program works.
Yeah, I was actually wanting to ask if the Contender Series is... what's the talent disparity between Ultimate Fighter and the Contender Series? Because it seems like the Ultimate Fighter guys, it seems like they're a little bit better, typically, than the Contender guys. But I'm not sure if that's just me.
I think the Contender Series guys are like fresh off the conveyor belt kind of thing. Like they just showed up.
I see.
And whereas in the Ultimate Fighter, like half the roster are like vets trying to get back into it, and the other people are like prospects that have like maybe built a name outside of the UFC, and this is their introduction into it.
Yo,
What?
what's up?
Oh shit, you're here.
Oh, here's Drew.
All right. Oh yeah, I was kind of waiting for you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of
so
stuck in.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of a hybrid thing here. B-sides. The boxing review ends on the 2nd, and UFC is the 9th. So we've got a good timeline there. Holy shit! How do I introduce this? Because this is the Ultimate Fucking Casual, but we're also the B-side of the event. How do we do this? The Ultimate Casual. That's me. I'm Leo.
We gotta introduce it like it's like a Bellator versus Ryzen event, and the two sides are coming together for an epic promotion.
It's
Yeah.
the ultimate B-side casual.
I think that's
there you go.
yeah, the Ultimate B-sides. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Okay, so yeah, we're doing a little bit of a hybrid thing here. The results of UFC 293 were such that we had to jump in a week early. Couldn't wait to let that one stew. So, with the timelines of how everything's working out, so the review bit for MMA, we're only going to be doing the UFC 293, because that's all we got. But the boxing part of it extends back to the 26th. So, let's start with our little intro bits. We already talked about this on the last episode of Ultimate Casual, was Fury Ngannou, and Ngannou is now being trained by Mike Tyson. So
Is that real, or are they just doing PR shit?
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Tyson versus Tyson. It's a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think probably a bit of both. I actually just saw like this morning. It was like a shared post from Sean Strickland's coach. What was his name? Nick something, I think. I forget his name, but it was Sean Strickland's coach doing pad work with Ngannou and Tyson in the background. So maybe it's like half PR, but also like kind of half true.
so when Nathan and I discussed this last week, I was of the mind that this is Mike Tyson probably being more of a strategy type of coach. Get that blitz sort of approach to get in quick, get into position as quickly as possible for Ngannou to land his very heavy hands. Now, based on what we saw out of Strickland against Adesanya, I mean, the fucking striking works.
Mm-hmm.
So that does kind of put it into a bit of a new light. But Nathan, you weren't as keen on this pairing, if I recall correctly.
No, not for any kind of like this is not a valid pairing to like get him to actually box in a way that'll help him win. Like, I feel like if anything, he's just gonna burn himself out quicker. Not that I don't think there is a trainer out there that could get Ngannou ready for this fight in this short of notice, but like you would think a better strategy would be to maybe use his length, right? Don't burn yourself out in the first 2 rounds. It's like, cool, you might catch him, but this guy also has the best chin in boxing, so like even if you do catch him, it doesn't mean anything if you can't put him down for good. So I do question how effective Tyson's strategies will be in this fight, especially with someone who he has got a completely different style than Mike. Like, he's not going to come out in a peekaboo or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's not going to suddenly bang the body and start throwing short inside uppercuts. That's not going to happen.
And would Ngannou's power, is it commensurate with Deontay Wilder? Just, I guess, like for like, not necessarily thinking about skill sets and sports and which sport they are in.
It's probably comparable. I think Deontay hits harder because it seems like he slumps people sometimes even worse than Ngannou, and he's wearing like 12-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves compared to Ngannou's like 4-ounce gloves. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Ngannou came out and looked like less powerful, like if that padding takes maybe the edge off. But I mean, he still knocks guys into orbit. I mean, he and Wilder very, very similar power types.
One key difference between the two sports is obviously the 4-ounce gloves are smaller, so you do get more. I don't know. There's more hand involved, but from what I've heard, from what accounts relate, that because of there's not nearly as much taping, they're typically more hesitant to throw their hands as hard as they possibly can, because it's more likely to break. Versus the 8 or 10 ounce gloves plus all that taping. And the taping is such that it turns your hand into a club, and you're locked in. There's not a whole lot of chance of breaking something unless you have, you know, brittle hands like Mayweather or Inoue.
I'm not a fan of cross sport. Let's take a good previous example here. Before Conor fought Floyd, everybody was saying about. I know like a lot of it was hype and that, but a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's going to stop him in 4 rounds. He hits too hard," you know, blah blah blah. And then we get in there, and it seemed like Conor had almost no power. So, I don't like comparing between the two sports. I don't like you say. I think having the smaller gloves, well, I don't know. It's different, isn't it? Like if you guys have boxed before, if you put proper boxing gloves on and proper wraps, it feels completely different to like what 4 ounce used to. I don't think Ngannou hits anywhere near as hard as Wilder. We've got so many examples of Wilder being a legit one-punch concussive knockout artist. With Ngannou, basically we've got him chinning a load of washed, weathered, very already knocked out MMA fighters. I'm not sure it's commensurate.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good way to look at it.